There's nothing over here for you. Just standing right here. You can't get up there with me. You can't. You cannot get up there. You can't. You can't do it, man. And we don't want you up there. You gotta go get over there on your time. You want me to come over there with you?
Drag Race UK. Race Italia.
No, you can't have it. No, you can't do it. Can I go to the glass? Can I go to that either? You go get the water. Don't go get dirty water first. I know you were trying to get the started too, but you was also looking at him and looking at the drink. You had see how there's a second bowl of bread. What is he going to drink when you drink it though?
The stories that shape your life.
What's wrong with the water? No man, let me ask you a question. What's wrong with the water?
Finally tonight here, America's young boy, cookies, and the family dream. Tonight in Prattville, Alabama, outside Montgomery, the incredible act of kindness for a neighbor has been suddenly That's Air Force Technical Sergeant Mickey Lane buying cookies from his 12-year-old neighbor, Camden Gordon. Camden's sister, Jackson, who's also in the Air Force, wants to open a bakery, so he's selling cookies for her. Mickey gave Camden $20 for 3 cookies. His wife, Danny, capturing the moment and then sharing it online, telling the story, asking others to help and dream of a bakery. And so many did. Tonight, more than $14,000 in donations.
Yo, what's up, 11 people? Come on, man. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the family. If you new, this is the Strange family.
Louise surprised the baker and her brother.
It's pretty well known. I just want to thank everybody for
You
doing
got
this.
there now.
Well, for somebody to do that for me when I was a kid.
You got it now.
Right here tonight. That proud baker, Jackson Gordon, she's an Air Force senior airman too.
You gotta call the card.
Tonight, joining us too, Air Force Technical Sergeant Lane and his wife Danny.
I really encourage people to,
So what's up, everybody? What's up? How everybody doing? What's going on out there tonight? How everybody feel?
Thank you to all of those veterans for this country. Good luck with the bakery.
I'm glad everybody came back. What's up, y'all? Reagan, what's up? Go stay. How you feel, Shorty? Yo, we ain't doing no drugs. Yo, get out of here. Yo, go stay. You know what to do, yo. Head them.
What's now? Get ready to laugh like you've never laughed before. Welcome to the ultimate destination for non-stop laughing.
From Dumb Dads to vintage videos. Hi, I'm Jamil White.
This is the Always Sunny channel.
Still 24, man. You might want to take it over there where you at.
is ABC News Live.
Crushing families.
On the ground in Ukraine.
ABC News Live, America's #1 streaming news. Anytime, anywhere. Streaming 24/7, straight to you for free.
Thank you for making ABC News Live America's #1 streaming news.
Reporting from the 2024 Summer Games in Paris, I'm Inez Butera. Wherever the story is, we'll take you there. You're streaming ABC News Live.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us. We begin tonight with the re-election of Donald Trump, what many are calling the greatest political comeback in American history. And the former president, now president-elect, returns to power.
The greatest political comeback in all of American history. A fucking felon for a president. Go get him.
Days in court, all in the middle of it. On the Democratic side tonight, the vice president, after her abbreviated 107-day campaign, has conceded defeat and spoken with the president-elect, congratulating him, promising to work with him on the peaceful transfer of power. Trump's campaign issued a statement after the call, commending the vice president on her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign. Trump took to the stage in Palm Beach, Florida last night, even before the race was called, but when many knew where it was headed, saying it is time to bring America together and that success will bring us together. Trump vowed to make good on his sweeping promises on the economy, immigration, border, and trade. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke at Howard University this afternoon, where she had hoped to make a victory speech, saying, "While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign," and vowing to support the fundamental principle of American democracy, that when we lose an election, we accept the results. The electoral map shows the sweep of Donald Trump's victory, taking all 3 Democratic blue wall states, likely to take all 7 battleground states, and on track to win the popular vote for the first time in his 3 runs for president. Our team is standing by to break it all down. We begin with our Rachel Scott at Mar-a-Lago with the president-elect.
Tonight, at his Mar-a-Lago resort, the once and future president huddling with top advisors. Transition planning already well underway. Hours after Donald Trump pulled off the most stunning political comeback in American history.
It is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. And look what happened. Is this crazy?
No. Don't be snack.
But it's a political victory that
I'll say I'm on that
country
snack.
has never seen before. Nothing like this.
The president-elect hurtling to re-election on a series of sweeping promises, including a pledge to bring down inflation and to launch the largest deportation operation this nation has ever seen.
And every citizen, I will fight for you, for your family, and your future. Every single day I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to do.
Since to tell ABC News, Trump's team is preparing a list of possible executive actions he could take on day 1 on issues ranging from the economy to immigration and the border to trade. And aides are starting to vet potential cabinet picks. Participating in some of these meetings, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. who abandoned his own independent presidential campaign to back Trump. Kennedy, who has held a wide range of conspiracy theories, including misinformation about vaccines, says Trump promised him control of the public health system. On the campaign trail, Trump said as much himself.
I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on the food. I'm going to let him go wild on medicines.
Today, Kennedy saying he hasn't decided if he wants to be Secretary of Health and Human Services.
I don't know if that's the post that I want. I may be more effective in the White House as House or something like that, but we don't know. We haven't decided.
Kennedy did suggest the entire staff of the FDA's nutrition department would have to go.
We need holding no more.
Another top supporter likely to have a big role in the new administration, the world's richest man, Elon Musk.
But he's a character, he's a special guy, he's a super genius.
Tiffany Trump tonight posting this photo. Musk and his young son standing with the Trump family. Musk has billions of dollars in government contracts, and his role in the Trump administration still unclear. He has talked about running a Department of Government Efficiency, pledging to slash $2 trillion in waste.
Is it yours?
Joins us
You
now.
want it, but it's not
Rachel,
yours.
Amazed you are still
Don't mean you
sitting
deserve
back
it.
after that
Because I'm going to the store.
night, early morning, and then you went right to Florida. Of course, you covered Trump this entire campaign. What do you hear about how he's feeling tonight?
Yeah, well, Lindsay, the former president was up as well. Very late, well into the early morning. He was working the phones, reaching out to lawmakers over on Capitol Hill. I told the former president feeling very victorious. Look, this has been an unprecedented campaign. We're talking about a former president who was impeached twice. He was convicted of a crime. He faced multiple indictments. He survived 2 attempted assassinations as well earlier this summer. And so now the former president not only just coming back into the good graces of his party, but also the entire country is vindicated and he is eager to return back to the White House, Lindsay.
And talk about what comes next in the days ahead for Trump as a transition team now takes shape.
Yeah, President-elect Donald Trump is here at Mar-a-Lago. Like I said, I told you, he has been working the phones, talking to lawmakers. We're also learning tonight that he Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on the phone, both sides saying that they're promising to keep an open and close dialogue. As President-elect Donald Trump prepares to return back to the White House, expect a lot more of that. Also, these conversations about who could possibly
like, share, subscribe,
and what type of executive actions the former president will move on out on the campaign trail. Again, a lot of promises, and I am told that his team is now reviewing most of those, trying to see what he can move forward on unilaterally without Congress, but he will be strengthened at the very least by that Senate Republican majority, Lindsay.
Rachel Scott Forrest, thank you so much for your dogged reporting on the trail with your tireless and fantastic producer, Ben Siegel, all these long months. And for more on that concession speech and what comes next for Democrats, our chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce was with the vice president at Howard University today.
Tonight, nearly 24 hours after Donald Trump swept to victory with commanding wins across the battlegrounds, Vice President Kamala Harris addressing a crowd of teary supporters at her alma mater, Howard University, telling them her heart is full.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for, but hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting.
Earlier today, Harris calling her one-time rival to formally concede.
Now I know folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election. Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition, and that we will engage in a peaceful transfer of power.
I'm not the only guy in the world with eyeliner.
Of American democracy is that when we lose an election, we accept the results.
Spokesman for the president-elect
I'm glad Trump won.
acknowledged Vice President Harris on her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign, adding both leaders agreed on the importance of unifying the country, a theme Trump sounded in his own victory speech.
We're going to help our country heal. We're going to help our country heal. We have a country that needs help, and it needs help very badly.
But Harris today saying that while the race is over, her fight goes on.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity
keyboard warriors.
People.
The vice president with this message to her young supporters.
To the young people,
Keyboard warriors. A bunch of little 13-year-old kids running around, running out, talking shit.
But please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place.
Mary Bruce reporting. The election was a resounding victory for Donald Trump, the president-elect, improving on his numbers across rural America and gaining ground with Latino voters, suburban voters, young voters, and even peeling away some support from Democrats in big cities. Our political director in Washington, Bureau Chief Rick Klein, is back at the big board tonight. Hey,
yeah, Lindsay, it was a remarkable night for Donald Trump. This is the map as it stands at this hour. You see a couple of states still to be projected. It's very possible that Donald Trump wins a few more of those. But the red shift that we saw was almost a universal phenomenon. It happened in very blue states, it happened in red states, it happened in purple states, and even inside the states. You can see some pretty dramatic results. Just take Lehigh Valley, where Allentown is. That's an area that has been Democratic in the past. How Donald Trump was able to make it more Republican. The heavily Latino part of the state, where you saw men, you saw women, you saw older, younger, almost every demographic group that you can name. Donald Trump did better with them than he had in the past. And we watched over the night in battleground states. We were talking on the front end about all the different pathways to 270 electoral votes. It turned out that Donald Trump occupied basically all of the pathways. Early in the night, he was able to take North Carolina, which is the one place he was playing defense. Then he captured Georgia, which fell to Joe Biden last time around narrowly. Then the big prize of Pennsylvania, and it was pretty clear where the night was going at that point. Wisconsin effectively closed the presidency for him. And then just today, ABC News projected that Donald Trump will also take the state of Michigan. So far, we don't have enough information to make a projection in either Arizona or Nevada. But both of those places, Donald Trump is now leading. It's very possible that he ends up winning all 7 of the big battleground states. And what might be the most remarkable statistic out of all of this, because a lot of people saw Donald Trump potentially winning the electoral college, very few thought he would win the popular vote, and he is on track to do just that. 294 electoral votes and counting. But also, just as impressively, an advantage of 4.8 million votes over Kamala Harris, 50.9%. To give you perspective, both times that he ran for president, he didn't get anywhere close to that. He was at around 46, 47%. The idea that he is now going to take office with an electoral landslide, with an enlarged Senate majority, and with the mandate that comes from an electoral or a popular vote margin like that, that makes this different, and it makes this moment, this election, different than those that have come before it.
Rick Klein, thank you. It was clear in ABC News exit polls that Donald Trump leveraged economic discontent to his advantage. 46% of voters say that their own financial situation is worse now than it was 4 years ago. That actually exceeds the share who held that view in the immediate wake of the Great Recession in 2008. We're joined now by Alexis Christoforous. Alexis, many people are going to wonder, why did Wall Street react? Why did the dollar jump right after news that Donald Trump won?
It was one for the history books today, the Dow's biggest one-day gain in 2 years. A little of this was a relief rally.
You can tell the motel boy.
Market is uncertainty.
We travel,
the fact that this long-fought election is now behind us. It was not contested. It was smooth. Lifts that uncertainty. And then they focused on what does another Trump administration really mean. So they poured their money into companies and industries they believe will benefit from Trump policies. We're talking lower taxes and less regulation. So bank stocks had a really good day. Cryptocurrencies also rallying big. Bitcoin above $75,000 for the first time ever. Trump has called himself the crypto president. He started his own crypto trading platform just a couple of months ago. On the flip side of this, though, we had solar panel companies, clean energy companies suffering today because Trump has been very vocal about wanting to roll back some of the climate initiatives that were put in place by the Biden administration. Do need to highlight the Tesla stock up 15%. We know that that's Elon Musk's company. He has been a huge proponent of Trump. During his victory speech, Trump called him out and called him a super genius and has promised him a role in his cabinet.
The Federal Reserve is expected to make a decision on rate cuts tomorrow. Do you think that the outcome of the election will impact that?
It won't, and it shouldn't, and that's because the Federal Reserve is an independent body. They are data dependent, and the data right now before them shows inflation is cooling. We have a solid but softening job market, so a rate cut is warranted. We'll
be in a whole new city.
Forward is if Trump institutes and enacts these tariffs that he keeps talking about. Will that be inflationary? Will the Fed then have to be back on inflation watch because higher prices have been reignited? And might they have to move interest rates higher as opposed to cutting them, which we expect them to do tomorrow?
Not cost service. Okay.
We thank you so much for your insight as always.
My pleasure.
Of course, President-elect Trump comes into office facing 4 criminal cases and several civil cases. Our Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas is here. And Pierre, you're just learning that the Justice Department is already winding down the 2 criminal cases against Trump that they were prosecuting.
Well,
Lindsay, just days ago, then candidate Donald Trump threatened to fire Special Counsel Jack Smith within 2 seconds if he was reelected. But he won't need to. DOJ guidelines are clear. You cannot prosecute a sitting president. And sources tell me Smith has been in discussions about how he will wind down the 2 federal cases. The January 6th criminal case and the classified documents case are effectively over, period. And some legal experts say it's doubtful that the judge overseeing Trump's 34-count felony conviction in the hush money case involving Stormy Daniels will impose any jail time when Trump is sentenced on November 26th. Lizzie?
Wow, what a difference overnight.
Nope.
All right.
Keep my line there. Thank you.
So much more to get to coming up. All eyes on America's choice for the 47th
Man, I don't want to be in no duty party.
Pours in from around the globe as Donald Trump promises sweeping changes to foreign policy. The next, the divisive battle and commanding lead. How history will reflect on Donald Trump's.
She's not on the bed right now, man. She's not supposed to be worse to her now. You know.
My name is Red, and I'm man.
Yeah, I'm not the only man that wears eyeliner.
If the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
We are going through a divorce. That her boyfriend. Come find out, man. Christ can't repel this. Cause you ain't getting her either. They don't worry about that.
From Dumb Dad to Vintage Videos.
Hi, I'm Jaleel White, and this is Vintage Videos.
To my personal favorite, Fail Center. Pool party is literally lit. And this is Fail
I don't worry about my
Center's
ring no more.
24/7 comedy delivered right to your screen.
This is the Always Funny channel.
No.
I love the policy part today.
No, Trump. No, I voted for a real president.
I'm Eva Pilgrim reporting from Washington, D.C. at the Harris campaign event on Election Day.
Your glasses are falling.
You're watching ABC News Live.
Welcome back. Vice President Kamala Harris was hoping to become the first female president and
a lot of haters in here.
South Asian descent. The result made Trump only the second president to win 9 consecutive terms, and with Trump's return to the White House, he's now the first president to be elected after being convicted of a crime. Joining us now is Mary Jordan, associate editor at the Washington Post.
Man, you're just mad because you're not competent enough to do this
The
still.
untold story of Melania Trump. Mary, thank you so much for joining us. We'll get to Melania Trump in just a moment, but first, just put into perspective this very specific moment we find ourselves in. How will history remember this incredible 2024 election?
What the hell is DC?
Like no other. Between the unusual nature that Kamala Harris
didn't even know she was running until July.
Jay Chillin's been pretty cool.
And a couple other ones. Shocked people. They thought, oh my God, Joe Biden, something happened to him. He can't run.
Oh my God, yeah.
Of course, had Donald
Man, you just all on Diddy, aren't you, man?
Who, despite
Hog nuts. Are you mad because Diddy didn't invite you to his party?
Only getting a bigger victory.
Do you not get the baby oil you wanted?
To say, judging what everybody said today, either they were nauseous and upset or euphoric. No one's going to forget this one.
And President-elect Trump, as you mentioned, some of these things now.
I can bring you some.
President to win non-consecutive terms in office, growing his coalition of voters from just 4 years ago, comes into his second term as the only commander-in-chief convicted of a crime, and is an incredibly
look after each other because it's still a family.
Historically, have divisive leaders like Trump been able to unite the party or only drive us further apart?
You know, if he really can turn around after, you know, all of the offensive words. I mean, he called Kamala Harris low IQ, and he has said he's going to do all kinds of things. But, you know, Donald Trump always surprises. So let's see what he does. I mean, now maybe he has his eye on history. He has such a long list of things that he said he was going to do on day one, right? He's going to seal the border, hire more border agents, fire federal employees, trim the government down. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Tariffs, lower taxes. You know, he's going to be pretty busy. But it's really, the feeling in Washington now is that the moving vans are coming. You know, there's a big change afoot. That's what you feel like.
No, he don't worry. He don't worry.
Trump's second term as first lady, but she remains rather a mystery to most, standing back from much of the spotlight. What do you think that her role will be with this next term?
You know, I think she is really underestimated. People
John, you're funny.
She hates politics. She doesn't really like to be there. But when I interviewed over 100 people and spent a couple of years going to her native Slovenia and everywhere she worked in Europe, I came away with a woman who is a loner, for sure. She doesn't need
John,
people around her.
Man.
But she's determined, ambitious. She wants her place in history. She encouraged her husband to go into politics. And this time around, unlike the first time, now she has experience and a bit more confidence.
Because I like the
In
word.
2016, she was shocked that they won. She thought Hillary Clinton was going to win.
Called homeschool.
She came in late, feuding with her daughter-in-law Ivanka. I think this time you're going to see a more assertive and a more confident Melania Trump.
Do you think she was surprised this time?
No, not at all. Her son, who she's close to, enormously close to, Barron Trump, had been actually quite involved in a way in the campaign. Hearing his dad telling him which podcasts younger people are listening to, what's the cool thing to go on, and Donald Trump actually listened to him and did do that, and has actually credited Barron. So Melania and Barron, you know, are more front and center this time. And I think that, you know, going through all the criticism that they had, it's kind of a bunker Trump mentality where we won and we deserve this. And they're more of a team, even if she's going to still sneak away and be invisible sometimes.
Mary Jordan, our thanks to you. Really appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
And still to come, President-elect Trump campaigned on America First while casting doubt on alliances like NATO. We'll have a look at former and future President Trump's vision.
I ain't got nothing to do with Jesus, man. Don't come coming out with no fucking Jesus jokes now.
How do Maverick mechanics
It's got to happen and make it happen.
transform ordinary vehicles
He needs more speed. It's too slow.
into monster machines? It's Monster Garage on Rig TV. Join Jesse James and his crew
Don't
on
need Jesus.
Monster Garage. Search for Rig
Jesus needs
TV
me.
to watch Monster
In that
Garage
case.
and more now.
Game Show
My
Central
kids don't
is
care
the
about me wearing
place
makeup.
to get your fast, fun, and sometimes frenzied fix of trivia, teamwork, and triumphs. And it's all streaming free.
Your home is within. Probably you're just full of surprises. And everything happens for a reason. You might be the one. This has been sick.
So what do you think?
It's beautiful.
Now the dog, go away.
Where is Zero? I want the enemy of the Empire caught!
Deploy the Royal Guard!
Man, maybe your dad's ever die.
Watching you amazed.
You ain't my king.
This. I have to.
He did it! Look at the kids go!
Mama, look at this! This competition is about understanding the fundamentals and traditions of sushi and Japanese cuisine.
I'm ready.
This could be anyone's game.
For everyone out there, follow your dreams.
Friday night, a firefighter
really jumpers.
his own driveway.
Every step was shocking.
Fire and Vice, 2020, Friday night on ABC.
World leaders congratulating Donald Trump for regaining
Man,
the
you might
White
get
House.
along, dude.
They took to X, where President Volodymyr Zelensky called the win impressive, while French President Emmanuel Macron posted, "Ready to work together as we did for 4 years." Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying, "I know President Trump and I will work together to create more opportunity, prosperity, and security for both our nations." Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in a statement saying, "Your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America," adding, "This is a huge victory." Before UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer started a press conference, he congratulated Trump, stressing that strong relations between the US and the UK are crucial.
As the closest
sweet.
the UK and US will continue to work together to protect our shared values of freedom and democracy.
But leaders are also bracing for what another Trump term could mean.
Yeah, Christianity tells you do not judge, but y'all are the most judging people around.
US support for NATO allies.
Y'all wonder why Christianity is so hated.
Trump has repeatedly said he'd end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours if he's re-elected. The Kremlin's spokesperson saying he's not aware if Russian President Vladimir Putin plans to congratulate Trump, calling the U.S. an unfriendly country. And from the City of Love, its mayor writing on Instagram, "The election of Donald Trump means bad news for the world, democracies, Europe, climate, women, and Ukraine."
That is our show for this hour. Be sure to stay tuned to ABC News Live for more context and analysis of the day's top stories. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thanks so much for streaming with us.
Hello, Nicole.
My name is Red, and I'm a man. All right, let's do the men and
You're welcome.
I guess. I'm a man, but I can change if I have to, I guess.
This season, we went searching for the very best. So join me in my kitchen here for some truly memorable meals. Welcome back, everybody, to this Emerald Cook.
Thank you, Herman. People don't even know, and they're over here talking shit. Like, what are you contributing to anything in my life where I should give a fuck what you guys say?
Super cats never give a fuck. Never give a fuck.
True, true.
This town is full of stories. Welcome to Spiderweb. Regretted to see the shapeshifter. You have to help save everyone. I'm just a kid. That's why you can succeed.
What is your name?
You don't have one.
Why? Did you recognize me? Rings out again. It's true. I am he and he is me.
Even ordinary Shekinah, this is a time machine.
invisibly.
Man, y'all even mad because y'all will never get this far.
Yes, I've had all that before. And Applewood, he keeps the... No, never mind.
America's #1 most watched daytime talk show is ABC's The View.
You heard it here first.
Thank you, just chilling.
Hot topics,
Thanks, Ghosty.
That's what we're about. Voices that matter. It all goes down
We all are,
right
Court.
here.
That's why it's called the what?
The View. I love it. I'm all around.
Knock them out, Ghost.
This is going to be must-see TV, and so much could happen.
Reporting from Monterey Park, California, I'm Robin Roberts. Wherever the story is, we're going to take you there. You're streaming ABC News live.
Tonight, Harris concedes the race.
We can smoke whenever we want to. Our bedtime, whenever we want to. We're not children.
Concede the fight that fuels this campaign.
Just a few hours
Man,
after
Jay Walker, you are a
President
loser.
Trump congratulating him on his win, Vice President Kamala Harris addresses a crowd of supporters after Donald Trump was elected the 46th president of the United States, surpassing that 270 electoral vote threshold to a decisive victory.
It's time to...
They won't ever get it acting like this.
4 years behind us. It's time to unite. Success will bring us together.
Tonight, we go behind the vote data to decipher how the vote came down so strongly in favor of Donald Trump, where he saw his greatest growth among voters and why, and we take a look at some of Trump's top priorities as he begins his transition to power.
Frankly, this was, I believe, the greatest political movement of all time. There's never been anything like this.
And the fight for our country is
Trump is good.
always worth it. It is always worth it.
This is our ABC News Live primetime coverage, the race.
How about you have some fucking respect then?
So what? He got his shirt off. You're just jealous he looks better than you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Davis. Thank you so much for streaming with us. We begin tonight with the re-election of
Court
Donald
Harris,
Trump.
man, they always are.
The greatest
They always
political
come here on
comeback in
some
American
shit.
history. And the former president, now president-elect, returns to power with control of the Senate and possibly the House. That decisive victory comes after an extraordinary campaign, 2 assassination attempts, and days in court in the middle
That's right,
of all of it.
Ghosty.
On the Democratic side, tonight the vice president, after her abbreviated 107-day campaign, has conceded defeat and spoke with the president-elect, congratulating him and promising to work with him on a peaceful transfer of power. Trump's campaign issued a statement after the call commending the vice president on her strength, professionalism, and tenacity throughout the campaign. Trump took the stage in Palm Beach, Florida last night, even before the race was called, but once many knew where it was heading, saying that it was time to bring America together and that success will bring us together. Trump vowed to make good on his sweeping promises on the economy, immigration, border, and trade. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke at Howard University this afternoon, where she had hoped to make her victory speech, saying, "While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign," and vowed to support the fundamental principle of American democracy, that when we lose an election, we accept the results. The electoral map shows the sweep of Donald Trump's victory, taking all 3 Democratic blue wall states, likely to take all 7 battleground states, and on track to win the popular vote for the first time in his 3 runs for president. Our team is standing by to break it all down. We begin with Rachel Scott at Mar-a-Lago, the president-elect.
Tonight, at his Mar-a-Lago resort, the once and future president huddling with top advisors. Transition planning already well underway. Hours after Donald Trump pulled off the most stunning
awesome.
American history.
It is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy?
But I like it. Yes, Trump.
But it's a political victory.
Originally from Texas.
Our country has never seen before nothing like this.
The president-elect hurtling to re-election on a series of sweeping promises, including a pledge to bring down inflation and to launch the largest deportation operation this nation has ever seen.
And every
Man, she ain't doing like that.
for your family and your future. Every single day I will be fighting for you, and with every breath in my body, I will not rest until we have delivered the strong, safe, and prosperous America that our children deserve and that you deserve. This will truly be the golden age of America. That's what we have to have.
You and me got him at the same time,
Trump's team is preparing a list of possible executive actions he could take on day one on issues ranging from the economy to immigration and the border to trade. And aides are starting to vet potential cabinet picks. Participating in some of these meetings, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who abandoned his own independent presidential campaign to back Trump. Kennedy, who has peddled a wide range of conspiracy theories, including misinformation about vaccines, says Trump promised him control of the public health system. On the campaign trail, Trump said as much himself.
I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on the food. I'm going to let him go wild on medicines.
Today, Kennedy saying he hasn't decided if he wants to be Secretary of Health and Human Services.
I don't know if that's the post that I want.
Lazar.
I may be more effective in the White House as a health czar or something like that, but we don't know. We haven't decided.
Kennedy did suggest the entire staff of the FDA's nutrition department would have to go. Another top supporter likely to have a big role in the new administration, the world's richest man, Elon Musk.
He's coming back.
He's a character, he's a special guy, he's a super
2010.
Tiffany Trump tonight posting this photo. Musk and his young son standing with the Trump family. Musk has billions of dollars in government contracts, and his role in a Trump administration still unclear.
That's something you gotta earn.
Running a Department of Government Efficiency, pledging to slash $2 trillion in waste.
Rachel Scott joins us now. Rachel, amazed you are still standing after that late night, early morning, and then you went right to Florida. Of course, you've covered Trump this entire campaign. What are you hearing about how he's feeling tonight?
Yeah, well, Lindsay, the former president was up as well, very, very late, well into the early morning. He was working the phones, reaching out to lawmakers over on Capitol Hill. I'm told the former president feeling very victorious.
Thank you, 2010.
This has been an unprecedented campaign. We are talking about a former president who was impeached twice. He was convicted of a crime. He faced multiple indictments. He survived 2 attempted assassinations
at least you only got 10 minutes.
earlier this summer. And so now the former president not only just coming back into the good graces of this
not
party,
begging.
but also
Ain't taking it
the
off.
entire country. He feels vindicated
I like it,
and
Denny
he's
B.
eager to return back to the White House, Lindsay.
And talk about what comes next in the days ahead for Trump as a transition team now takes shape.
Yeah, Cloud.
Yeah, President-elect Donald Trump is here at
Grizzly from Texas.
Like I said, I'm told he has been working the phones, talking to lawmakers. We're also learning tonight that he did also speak with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky by phone, both sides saying that they're promising to keep an open and close dialogue. As President-elect Donald Trump prepares to return back to the White House, expect a lot more of that. Also, conversations about who could possibly serve in his cabinet and what type of executive actions the former president will move on out on the campaign trail. Again, a lot of promises, and I'm told that his team is now reviewing most of those, trying to see what he can move forward on unilaterally without Congress, but he will be strengthened at the very least by that Senate Republican majority, Lindsay.
All right, Rachel Scott for us. Thank you so much for your dogged reporting on the trail with your tireless and fantastic producer, Ben Siegel, all these long months.
Stop it.
And for more on that concession speech and what comes next for Democrats, our chief White House, the vice president at Howard University today.
Tonight, nearly 24 hours after Donald Trump swept to victory with commanding wins across the battlegrounds, Vice President Kamala Harris addressing a crowd of teary supporters at her alma mater, Howard University, telling them her heart is full.
The outcome of this election is not what we wanted.
A lot of keyboard warriors out here tonight.
What we fought for, not what we voted for. But hear me when I say, the light of America's promise will always burn bright. As long as we never give up, and as long as we keep fighting.
Earlier today, Harris calling her one-time rival to formally concede.
Now I know Folks are feeling and experiencing a range of emotions right now. I get it. But we must accept the results of this election.
We'll exit out of here and switch back to the other platform. Be right back.